Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another email psychology breakdown from Choice Hacking. I am Jen Clinehens, the managing director and founder of Choice Hacking. And if you're not familiar with what these videos are about, they are pretty in depth, but they're about 10 minutes of looking at a very specific email, breaking down why I think it's working, what's not working, and the psychology behind why. Today, we're going to take a look at a Black Friday email from a company called Bose, who makes headphones, speakers, like I guess you would call them like an audio technology company. As you can see from this mural board, this is the third in a series of 4 festive slash holiday slash Black Friday emails that we're taking a look at. We did also look at, you could see KFC and their fire log, Starbucks and Uber Eats, Pay It Forward, and now we're going to zoom in quickly on this Bose Black Friday email. And actually, I think there's a lot to really like about this particular email. I'm going to leave this here for a second so you can take a screen grab if you want to. And if not, let's move on. The first thing that I want to talk about, as always, is the subject line. So the subject line here is Black Friday is almost over, emoji, emoji. You can still save with Bose. Now, interestingly, I think of all of the email psychology breakdowns I've done, this might be the only one that's actually used emojis. For whatever reason, it's very rare for companies to use emojis, and I'm not sure why, because we know from data, obviously, this will, up their open rates, it'll up engagement rates. Thing about any Black Friday email, and we just went through this, the whole Black Friday thing. You'll probably remember that your inbox looked like Happy Black Friday sale, it's like everything was the same subject line from every single company, and they all seem to go out at the same time. So differentiation becomes really important during this time. So I've said here, you would think that most customers realize when they get this email that Black Friday is almost over because every other brand in their inbox is saying the same thing. A better approach would be creating a subject line that breaks out of the sameness of the Black Friday marketing madness. I actually really like these little product call outs that they have. Um, One thing that I think they could have improved on a little bit here, I've said it, Bose is a very product for a company that emphasizes design in its marketing. But given the togetherness vibe of the holidays, it would have been nice to see people interacting with or using these products rather than just a picture of like a black product on a black background. There's not a lot of contrast. Like I see it and I see that it looks nice, but it does feel like around the holidays, you kind of want to show people either getting something as a gift or using one of your products. And the science behind that is something called haptic imagery. So, an image that encourages the mental visualization of touch. We're more likely to buy something if we can see people interacting with the product. I will say that a lot of these design forward companies took cues from Apple when it came to showcasing their products. So, in the early days of Apple, I shouldn't say the early days, when Steve Jobs came back and they started doing like the clamshell laptops and the iPods, they were showing the products almost in what looked like, I don't know, a laboratory. It was like a white background with just the product, and the product would spin around, the iPhone would spin around. And these days, they've kind of moved away from that because, in my mind, there is a little bit of wear out when it comes to just showing the product. Like the product can be beautiful, but at the end of the day, you're going to get a little bit better results showing people using the product and showing them interacting with it. So while I understand why Bose may have gone in this direction to say, oh, we really want to showcase how beautiful these products are, I do think maybe that's something they can experiment with a little bit and rethink. More than likely, it's a part of their brand guidelines to just show it this way. I do think opening themselves up to different ways of showing these products could have some good conversion results for them. Let's talk about another thing I really like in these little product call outs. And I'm just going to zoom in so you can see it a little bit better here. So you can see it's got Quiet Comfort 35 wireless headphones 2. I actually own these headphones. They're very nice. And what they've done here is highlighted a bit of social proof. So a customer saying, hey, I really like this product for whatever reason. And then they get a little bit deeper here. You can see, as I used to travel frequently, I bought these for use on the airplane. This was perfect for me on long flights and it was great to drown out other noises. These have progressed now as critical to my day-to-day work activities. The clarity after years is like new. Bass is perfect and no issues with any volume. 2 exclamation points. Love them and worth every dime. I mean, honestly, I agree. This is not a sponsor, but really good headphones. But I do like a couple things that they've done here. They've called out some really important emotional language. Actually, I take that back. They've called out some really good descriptive language here, but that's potentially something they could have done is pulling out more of the emotional language to get people thinking like, I feel so much better when I'm on an airplane. Something like that. Talking about feelings or emotions could have been more effective, but I like that they've done it. I do love that they put the 5 stars here because people use this as a little bit of a heuristic, so like a mental shortcut for, oh, good product, 5 stars. Then also this really evocative, really long, but I actually think that's good, quote here from Jay Bell. And then actually, I'm just going to scoot down here. So save $70. I'll talk about in a second while I like that framing. Let's zoom out. Cool. All right. So including social proof in the form of reviews to make the benefits and experience of each product clear is extra persuasive. Again, I think this is a really persuasive bit of social proof for all the reasons that I've said. Social proof, I'm sure you're familiar with it. We're more likely to trust or try something when other people already trust and use it. Let's dive into why I like the fact that they frame the discount as save $30 rather than save like 20% or whatever it might be. They're using the higher of two numbers. Research has shown that when you have an absolute discount and you compare that to what the percentage off is, you should go with the higher number of the two. So if it had been 50% off, but that was only $40, you would say it's 50% off. Interestingly, if you go through and do the math on all of these, which I did, some of them are 50% and $50, but they've chosen to keep it consistent, which is a really smart thing to do. When we're processing information, there's this concept of cognitive fluency. So like, how easy is it to take in information? How easy is it to do like this mental math? And the easier something is, the more likely I am to buy something from, like in this case, an email. So if it had said save $30, save 50%, people would have been going back and forth in their mind, trying to do this kind of math, and it just would not have worked as well. Great. So I'm going to zoom in on this one a little bit because you can see at the very bottom of this email, just another little place where they say save up to 50% for Black Friday, last chance to save. These offers represent only a fraction of your Black Friday deals. Some savings go up to 50% off. You should definitely make sure to look at them all. This is your last chance this year to get better sound at such a great price. Browse all offers. There is really no reason for that body copy to be there. But I do think there's a nice little bit of urgency here. However, this entire little card at the end, this whole section, I don't really even know if it needs to be here because I actually think browse all offers is probably a better fit for something up here, a call to action here, or they could have just, left it as like a secondary button, something to test. Thank you for joining me for another email psychology breakdown. If you want to join the free Choice Hacking Ideas newsletter, the link is down in the description, so check it out. I take a case study from a big company or talk about some of these individual psychology principles and how you can apply them to your business, no matter the size, the industry, the market, etc. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time.